Hi and welcome back to the channel. It's true, my name is Norf, and since showing you how I've made myself more productive in this 6x6 box that I'm in, I've made a few more subtle improvements. 5 to be exact. Now I've made these improvements around health, around comfort, but more importantly, the Grin Factor. So in this video I'd like to show you what these 5 subtle improvements are. So if you're ready, let's get started. The first of my 5 subtle improvements this week is around something that I have been fascinated about for many years. I have been fascinated with the look of eyes. Now, as you can see, my eyes are brown. You may not be able to see that from this distance, but I do have brown eyes. Having transitioned to working from home, I've found myself wearing these glasses for more close-up work more often. I suppose you could say that's a more palatable way of saying, Norf, you're getting old. Embrace it. And since transitioning to working from home, and obviously using the big screen that I've got behind me, I've been experiencing eye strain recently. So in order to avoid eye strain, I've been finding that I need more and more light, more and more focused light for when I'm doing my work. So my first investment, once I got this new screen, was an LED monitor light. This is where I invested in the Quintus 52cm LED monitor lamp. I remember a few years ago when I used to work in a television studio, we had 2 sets of lighting. We had regular fluorescent lighting, and then we had something called operational lighting. The difference between the two was that the regular fluorescent lighting meant that everywhere was lit, whereas the operational lighting just meant that your work area was illuminated. The concept of operational lighting is still available in TV studios today. So I thought to myself, I'll just apply the same principle in my workspace here. After conducting my research, I settled on the Quintus 52cm LED monitor lamp. Even though I'm using this HP curved widescreen display, I've been very pleasantly surprised just how well the monitor lamp works. This screen lamp really does come into its own as it's starting to get dark, and when you're working late into the evening and into the night, avoiding eye strain by having the right operational lighting is absolutely critical. Of course, this should also be used in conjunction with taking regular breaks away from your screen and defocusing your eyes. You'll find 3 components in the box. You'll find the LED lamp itself. You'll also find a sprung-loaded weighted screen clip and a USB cable, with USB-A at one end and USB-C at the other end. Once you've clipped the 2 main components together and then mounted them on top of your monitor, you'll find 3 capacitive buttons at the top of the LED lamp, one of which is the on-off power button, another one to set the color temperature of the LEDs, and the other to adjust brightness, or you could use auto dimming. Using the Quintus 52cm LED monitor lamp has made it much easier on my eyes as it gets darker and when I'm working later into the night. I'm also finding that the operational lighting effect that the Quintus creates in my workspace not only looks cool, but is something that also keeps me productive as well as sparking further creativity. The second subtle improvement I made to my workspace was around comfort, specifically comfort when I'm typing and using my mouse. And I've just now ticked you off as to what that is. Yes, I did do it. I did invest in the Grove-made felt mat. Oh my goodness. This has made such an improvement to the comfort factor when I'm typing and using my mouse. I'm sure there are less expensive alternatives that are out there, but certainly for me, knowing that I was going to be in this space working from home for quite some time, I did want something that would add some beautiful aesthetics to my space. Candidly, having spent a very short amount of time thinking on this, I decided to go for the medium-sized wool felt desk pad from Grove-made, finished in dark grey. I did have to save for a little bit longer, and I've got to say it was totally worth it. Not to mention the Grin Factor being 11 out of 10. You won't know who these guys are, but I do have to publicly thank my friends Brian and Emily for helping me get the Grove-made mat. The third improvement to my workspace was around where I place my device. The Moshi Lounge Q is a fantastic wireless desktop charger, and it sits below my monitor quite happily, charging my Samsung S21 Ultra. I've already created a review video on this and I'll post it just up here so you can see what that looks like and possibly see if it would be a worthwhile investment into your workspace. The fourth subtle investment I have made into my workspace takes me back to the years where I was learning to be a radio presenter. And it's simply as soon as you open the mic fader when you're in the studio, the on-air lamp goes on. It is a fantastic investment that I have made. You will have seen in my previous videos the original on-air lamp that I'd put up. The R was starting to fade at the end of air, which meant rather than saying on air, it said on AI. Which I'm clearly not an AI. I am real. Like I say, having the on-air lamp does take me back to my radio days where I was training to be a presenter, and I did actually manage to get on air. Believe it or not, it does help me with a sense of focus. It also brings in the Grin Factor. And speaking of Grin Factor, this is where the fifth and final improvement that I have made into this space comes in. These cards, of course, are the Theory 11 Avengers playing cards with the Avengers characters on. The box is coloured beautifully, is embossed so feels very tactile, and the finish of the cards really are superb. I'm sure you have very sharp eyes, and you would have picked up that I'm a huge Marvel fan, one of my favourite characters being Iron Man. There is really only one place for these cards to sit, and that would be up here, next to this guy. These playing cards were an unexpected yet welcome gift from one of my daughters, to which I am eternally grateful for. And that's it for this week. Those were the 5 subtle improvements that I've made into this tight spot. 3 of which are functional, and that's the Qantas LED monitor lamp, the Grovemade wool felt mat, and the Moshi Lounge Q wireless desktop charger. The other 2 were around the Grin Factor, the on-air lamp, and the Theory 11 Avengers playing cards. Thank you so much for spending your time here. Remember, I love the number 3, and if you would, please do those 3 things for me. If you like the content, please do give me a thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel, and remember to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on when I upload brand new content to the channel. Again, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time here, and I'll see you next time.